Oh, we're live.
Oh.
Hello,
Oh.
everyone. I'm Kevin Hand,
And I'm kind of 9.
and we're gonna start a new game on Kingdom Hearts. Uh, we'll put the vibration on. Sure. Oh boy. Also, I finally fixed the colors on my TV, so I don't have to look at frickin' orange scared in Sora anymore.
9.
And we're gonna start a new game on Kingdom Hearts. Shut up. Gotta love audio whiplash. I forgot that I had.
Yeah, me too, because I
Stream
suddenly
not
heard me
muted.
talking, and I'm like,
Yeah. Armor Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, definitely.
We'll read up the entire game. I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Having weird, real or not. I am now a vampire. Is like any of this real or not? Real question mark. Ah. Look, I'll stop. Alright, everybody ready to get copyright banned? Or, like, get copyright strikes?
Yes. I am ready for the copyright strike.
You can't sing along because there's gonna be too much audio lag.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. I will sing along. No. I don't even know the lyrics. I know them kind of, but not really. What are you looking up at?
Yes, I know Master Hand is now streaming. You have to tell me that.
Really? I didn't realize this.
I mean, it's not like I'm at his stream or anything.
You're part of the frickin' stream.
Yay.
God. I remember booting this thing up when I was like 17.
Yeah.
God,
Did you start this when you were 17?
That's 16 actually, I think. It was 2 years ago, but it was in April, so close enough.
Yeah. It was soon after we met.
Yeah. You forced me to play this.
Kinda, yeah.
You did. No, you
Your
didn't.
friend tells you for years to play the game, and then suddenly your girlfriend tells you to, and you do it.
Yeah. Well, at that point, like, I couldn't avoid it anymore. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I get it. No, I know this song. I know this song by her too. This is in Sanctuary.
Oh god.
I can sing both.
I don't know that. I just know that one is like inside my armor of egg salad. Nose, get off my schnoz. Now say vodka. Except that's the campfire song backwards.
Inside my armor of egg salad.
I still do not understand this intro sequence.
It's symbolism.
No matter how many times we look at it, we cannot wrap our hands around this. I don't know why he sees himself falling, and I don't know why he like drowns and then has like birds fly up, and they sing, and it is beautiful.
In 2002 I was 4, so.
Oh wow. In 2002 I was like 7.
If you're 3 years older than me, you would have been 7.
Okay. I think I knew this existed, but it was like that period of time when like Disney stuff wasn't cool anymore, like when you were a kid.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anybody does.
No, not really.
Oh my god, it's so weird to be playing this game on my TV and the colors don't look like shit. It's honestly a miracle. I can't believe I've been looking at frickin' orange Sora for so long.
I don't know how you could stand it. If the colors look even a little bit off on my TV, I change it.
Well, the thing is, I wasn't used to anything else, so... Power sleeps within you. If you give it form, it will give you strength. Ah, okay.
Oh, it's a PS2 bundle? Really?
No, definitely don't. Gotta go with the classic setup.
You have to.
Gotta go with the classic jumping over the stupid pedestal. God damn it, Sora.
I think in the first episode of Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 1, you like jumped over it about 8 times.
Well, I did so here as well, so I guess we're just reliving old times here.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'd like to pretend that it is. I totally missed the shield too there. You give up this power, yeah, because... And you didn't give a shit about the swords. I don't even know, like, what, like, classification of character that is. I guess, like, knight or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the form I choose. Oh shit,
I think it's power of, like, warrior or something.
yeah, you gotta look at the questions for me. I think it's, like...
All the bottom answers?
Yeah, I think it's all the bottom answers, but I'm not sure.
I'm, like, 90% on that. Hold on.
Yeah, but look it up just in case. Actually, I can just try it and just see what I get.
Yeah, if it says, like, your thing begins at dusk,
yeah,
then you got it.
I want Dusk. Gotta always play Dusk. Did I play the original one on Dusk as well, or...?
Shit, I don't know. You lovely fans would know.
Yeah, they would clearly remember what I did 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, minus shield plus sword is not, no.
God.
That's the last thing you ever want to do.
Yeah, but like the thing is, I didn't want to pick the sword because I liked the magic setup, but I didn't want to give up the sword because if this is gonna be Kingdom Key only, then I'm gonna do absolutely no damage. So that would really suck.
So you're basically a mage because mages have no defense.
Yeah, well, it's kind of just what I always pick. I don't know why.
Why does it sound like there's a hairdryer outside?
What, for me or for you?
For me.
Okay, because I have my fan on. Oh. I like how I defeated one of them.
Even though, like, actually that setup makes it so that you need almost, like, 100,000 or, like, 1,000,000 EXP or something.
To get to, like, 100, right?
Yeah, with Dusk you only need, like, 86,000, and then with Dawn, I think you need, like, 98 or 96,000.
Yeah.
Not 1,000,000, it'd be 100,000 then.
Well, the thing is that I might need to, like,
like, you need the levels later in the game.
Yeah. I like how the One Piece were still in the cutscene.
Yes. I think it's hilarious that Sora's just beating the shit out of things with the staff as opposed to, you know, casting things.
Yes.
I mean, I understand why, but...
Also, I have to question in the verse if like, nobody questions the fact that Mickey's head is everywhere, like, on everything. Does anybody ever question this?
No.
Like, no, okay, I know they obviously don't in-game, but, like, wouldn't you think that they would question that sort of thing?
Yeah, you'd wonder.
Oh, and here is the generic pink one, which used to be like an Alice in Wonderland one, I think, and then they removed that. Or something, I don't remember.
I don't think so. I think it's just always been, like...
No, I know
it has the princesses on it.
I know there was a beta, like, Alice in Wonderland one. I know that for a fact.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh. I like how I have to get used to this game again. It's gonna be wonderful if I'm gonna do, like, insane challenge run. I don't even know how to play this game anymore.
I forgot how to play Kingdom Hearts 1, guys. Yeah. That's what I said, I don't know. It might be, it might have been a beta thing. Yeah, Sora does know he's in the thing. That's why he doesn't question anything.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is true. Even though technically, you know what? I should show that off in this playthrough because Snow White hasn't been captured yet, actually. Funny you mention that.
Has it?
No. Remember? If you, like, beat Deep Jungle before you beat, like, Wonderland.
Oh, yeah.
I'll shut it off in this game. I kind of want to beat Deep Jungle first anyways, because I want my cure, man! I can't live without cure.
It's not the intended order, so they just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
But, like, it kind of shows you, like, a really weird, like,
Yeah.
alternate.
I'll go out my way to show off that alternate cutscene in this, because I at one point had planned to record them, and I just kind of didn't. I think I recorded that one, but I didn't record any of the other ones. In the dead of night, your road won't be easy, but the rising sun awaits you. The dead of night is dusk, right?
I'm sorry.
Sounds
it's dawn,
good.
midday, and then dead of night. It should be dusk, but whatever.
It's both far off and very near. Let me guess, it's inside your heart. Because this game would be cheesy like that.
Yes.
So that's not. I don't think it's that cheesy. So I like how like the bottom half of those like circles there, like over here you see those like 6 circles. The top 3 are like the fairies, and then below here is like that one frame of animation before like Maleficent like teleports away in the movie.
Oh.
It's kind of a strange thing to have on here, but alright. Step on. Oh. I was hoping you had to step on her face to make it activate, but no. I don't entirely like speaking of Birth by Sleep and them canonically being like there since then. I don't entirely understand why like the events of the Enchanted Dominion were reversed. If soon afterwards they would just happen again the same way, so
yeah,
that is a bit strange. Like that kind of makes it almost seem pointless, unless there's going to be a sequel specifically to Birth by Sleep that has them in it. So.
Oh, I was like, what the heck do you mean by heart pillars? Oh, like the stations? Yeah.
What are we talking about?
No, he said, I wish you could get to see the heart pillars of Riku or Xehanort. But instead we only see Sora, Princesses, Ventus, Vanitas, whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Like,
okay.
he said heart pillars. I didn't know what he meant by that. He means, like, the, like, glass...
Yeah,
stations,
the stained glass things, yeah, no.
Yeah, I didn't know what he meant by that. I'm
okay.
like, what the hell's a heart pillar? Oh.
Okay, no, I know.
I apologize.
There's Rainbow Road. Time for the what was it? The Greatest Rainbow Road?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go over my files. This is my original Let's Play file, still have it here. This is my expert file, which I reached level 100. This is my grind to level 100 on Destiny Islands file, which I don't... Oh, right, the heart pillars from... Oh, yeah, I remember. This is my, the one in which I was gonna grind up to level 100 on Destiny Islands. That clearly didn't happen yet. And this is the other, what was it? I'm trying to remember the name of the run. EMNABAE, something like that. Except it wasn't normal, but... This was used to test the waters to see if it was doable, and it wasn't, so...
This is like Kingdom Hearts 2, where it's literally impossible.
Well, yeah. I've been over that. I will at one point probably, like, try to do this run in Kingdom Hearts 2 as well. Up to the point where you can get up to, and then I'll, like, have to change my things, my rules. Once we get to Agrabah. Must always mock Jafar.
Yeah, that kind of sounded familiar too, but it just wasn't. I've never played Super Mario though.
Yeah.
I know of it.
But for all I know, yeah, we should totally stream Super Paper Mario at one point. Because I like how I have like a ton of games that I specifically saved for blind Let's Plays that I will probably never get around to doing, so I might as well just stream them.
Oh, you might as well, yeah.
And Super Paper Mario is one of them. Don't forget. Oh, sorry. Forgot I'm not supposed to read in that voice.
Oh, you can.
I do kind of like this like stained window the best. because like it's very like obviously you don't get a too good of a look at it, but I like how you can actually like see like Beast in the background here, kind of like that.
Yay.
Yes. Get up to the... Jump up the arm. Get up to the... Fine. Wow. Do 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 do.
The Paper Mario games are like classic. Well,
They are what?
it's not. I guess it's a JRPG because they're like Japan RPGs.
Well,
But they don't really play like them.
I don't know what exactly like classify like I don't know if JRPG like is classified by the fact that they're made in Japan, like how I think like obviously like anime is a like kind of has like their own art style as well, but you can technically classify anything that's made in Japan as an animated series. You can technically classify it as such, so like I don't know if it's a situation like that where it's just, oh well, it was made in Japan, or well, yeah, because I don't think many other Asian countries get or make games. What?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought nobody liked Super Paper Mario.
What the hell? Oh, I guess I died. Gotta turn down the sound because I'm like trying to concentrate on what you're saying, but I can't hear you. I think the consensus with Super Paper Mario is that it's a good game. It's just not the same as like the thing with Paper Mario is just that people want Paper Mario again. They don't want another game that might as well be very good, but like isn't classic Paper Mario formula. But like the partners and like the different chapters and well, okay, like Super Mario kind of has that, but like with the classic like RPG setup, not like platforming RPG hybrid, which is a very interesting system, I do have to say, but people just seem to prefer the original. Also, I like how I just lost that fight. Oops. Oh, that's it, guys. Runs over. Oh, okay, JRPG is okay. But that's kind of strange because you can technically have Western RPGs that are turn-based, so like that's getting into strangeness territory. Oh well, the game is happening.
We can't skip the cutscenes. Yeah, like that's what I thought. No matter. But...
Well, if you were sleeping and you were seeing it, then it was probably a dream. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Okay. God. Yeah. I think that's the problem. There's a lot of games that fit that category of like they're good as a game but not in the series. Hey, remember me? Riku confirmed Anthony.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Are you kidding me? That is a weird laugh. And title drop. Come on. Do it! I know you want to! Yeah!
Okay.
Duh. I don't understand why they always do that. I really don't. And then there's Final Fantasy The Spirits Within, where they didn't even have a title in the movie at all. Not even at the start. Which we still need to finish watching.
Let's say we still need to finish watching that. Yay.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, he's just the third character. I mean, just, he's gonna do that, and he looks like he's gonna do that.
Yeah.
There's really no surprise when he does it.
I got a log. Let's go talk to Bender. Except he's not Bender in this game.
Oh,
Let's play!
no.
Oh boy, it's gonna be exciting. Oh yeah. I was used to like the other like playthrough of this where like I could just kind of like guard them away. I forget that I don't have guard here. I'm gonna grind up until I have scan here because I need scan to survive for some reason. I don't know what it is with me in RPGs, but I need to know how much health stuff has. Oh.
Like Happy Festival fireworks, yeah?
Oh god. I refuse to bite his shiny metal ass. Yep. Level 2.
Holy crap, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I leveled up.
No. In the chat.
Oh. Yes, clearly. Because she got angry after the horribly bloody death of Kairi.
Yes.
Which you should totally read, because I'm just grinding now.
Should I read that, literally?
I don't know, if people want to hear the horribly bloody death of Kairi, then you can read it. If you can find it, at least.
I'm sure that's still up.
What?
I said I'm sure that's still up.
Yeah.
It's in the bowels of DeviantArt.
Oh yeah. You know it, or fanfiction.net.
Oh yeah. Probably someone reposted it. There's like a like not an MST3K, but like a riff of it, like
Yeah.
on DeviantArt too.
Yeah, no, I think like that's where we found it last time.
Yeah.
Well, I had found the original version, but then for some reason that wasn't up anymore after that.
Yeah, but I know there's like a riff of it. On
Yeah.
I know for a fact there is. Okay, that's one vote. What do you think, Nomad?
Yes, you do.
I'm an expert reader, by the way. Except I'm really not.
Play is for kids. This is serious.
I'm trying to think of a terrible, like, reado I've had.
I don't know. I should now mention that I plan on doing, speaking of crappy fanfiction, I should mention that I plan on doing, the original Metroid soon. Like a let's play of it. And there's gonna be sections where it's gonna be really boring, and I'm gonna read a crappy fanfiction over it.
I wish you were playing Metroid right now so I could read Metroid.
No, I want to read it myself because I have to do stupid voices for the characters.
Yeah, I can't do voices. That's the one thing I can't do. No, it's not. Well, it's it doesn't have much yaoi in it. It kind of has yaoi, but it's not.
I think they just make out and that's it.
They just kind of make out. They don't like start like literally like doing the nasty.
Having relations.
Having relations. They don't literally start having relations in the fic. I wouldn't read something like that on stream unless if you really wanted me to.
Selfie is implied to go have relations afterwards.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Oh god. Oh my god. Just that fanfic as a whole.
Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
But yeah, to advertise the rules here once again for people who don't know, and for when I like upload this and people don't know what this was, I cannot have any abilities, I cannot have any upgraded weapons, and I can't have any like equipment other than what I come equipped with. At least for now. If that turns out to be absolutely horrifying, then I might, like, loosen up a bit and, like, get some equipment, maybe. That beautiful siren noise, by the way.
Yes.
Show me your stuff.
Yeah, I can only find the, like, the riff of it.
Well, as long as you can still read it.
Yeah. So we're all in agreement then? Because I don't want to start reading and then have people...
Just read it.
Alrighty, I will.
Just don't go into like, you might want to, like, not read, like, yeah. Oh, if we gotta keep PG, then we can't read it. Not because of, like, yaoi in it. No, there's another reason why we can't. Oh wait, no, it should be kind of obvious why it can't be kept PG.
Yeah, a little bit.
With a title where the name is The Horribly Bloody Death of Kairi.
I don't know, yeah. Are we all mature enough for this?
Unless it's made by somebody from Britain and they just describe it as a bloody death.
Yes.
It's not actually bloody, it's just they call it bloody.
Yeah.
So isn't this exciting?
This is exciting. I don't know.
Just start reading. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try and ignore the, like, riff lines. I'm gonna try not to read those.
Aren't they in, like, a different color or something?
No, actually not.
Okay. Well, you'll know which ones they are.
Yeah, because they have, like, name and then thing. Yeah.
Good grammar.
They have good grammar, yeah.
Start reading.
Okay, here it is. Fanfic Fail, which is, like, the name of the thing. The Horribly Bloody Death of Kairi.
Oh boy.
Hi, this is another fic, but this was done by me and not my friend, open parentheses, but she's so cool though, lol, XD, close parentheses. I was just thinking...
Thanks, Raven, so cool, I love you so much.
Let's read My Immortal!
No, let's not read My Immortal.
And... yes, this is where you laugh. We need to have a laugh track. Kappa. Okay, anyway, and I was just thinking of how much I hate Kairi, open parenthesis. God, she ruins everything, close parenthesis.
God, Kairi, you ruin everything!
And then I figured I might as well torture her, cause let's just misspelled. No, it's what you all want to read, XD. Oh. There, wrong there. Well, wait, actually no, right there. Will be lots of Sora / Riku, open parenthesis, yay, yaoi, close parenthesis. Because I love it, and Kairi is an ugly bitch. Seriously, how could anybody like her? God.
Anybody like her.
Review, please, and no flames, because I really hate them, and it's not fair, cause I work really hard on my fix.
You fucking perhaps?
You fucking perhaps. Yes. Oh, and I don't give a damn about what you think about Kairi. This is my fic, so I get my own opinion. So leave it.
Okay. Leaves the fic.
The Horribly Bloody Death of Kairi.
Oh boy.
Alright, this is the day. Alright, this is the day, Sora thought in a tattered voice, staring straight ahead, with his head held up, looking over towards the Papu Isle, where Riku stood like always. It was the day. He was finally going to tell Riku how he really felt and nothing was going to stop him. His stomach filled with butterflies. Winkies!
What?
I'm sorry!
How?
You okay?
No, yeah, I'm okay.
Wingus gently brushing against the tender stomach lining of his stomach as he marched forwards, not
As
stopping
opposed to the stomach lining of his leg.
Not Selfie or Waka or even... Hi, Sora, would you just get all this stuff for me for the raft? Kairi shouted. Shit. Sora turned around, open parenthesis, knowing Kairi would only yell if he ignored her because she was a bitch, close parenthesis, and pretended to smile. Hi, Sora, what the fuck are you doing, you lazy ass? Kairi growled, hands on hips as she glared strat at him. Oh fuck, did she look pissed. We're going off on the raft together, and it will be all beautiful, and we'll leave Riku behind, and blah blah blah. Sora zoned out, thinking about Riku and how he was going to tell him. Semicolon. But he was snapped out of his dreams of muscles and silver hair and kissable lips by a shrill piercing voice of Kairi, bringing him out of his fantasies to face hell, semicolon again. Kairi was really scary when she wanted to be.
Oh.
Sora, you're not even listening to me! Why the hell do I hang around you if you're such a stupid fucking... Hey, Kairi, Sora suddenly said, a flash of genius sparking in his mind. I think I see Riku...
Sora being a genius? What is this?
I think I see Riku over, and he's making kissy lips at you and telling you to come over. Do you guys hear the lawnmower?
Yes, but it's okay, just keep reading.
Okay. Let's see, because I'll close my window, okay.
It's alright. At least in my opinion, it's alright.
Okay. Is everybody okay?
Just keep reading, it's fine.
Okay.
There's just like a minute of lag, don't wait for the answer.
That's true, yeah. He's making kissy lips at you and telling you to come over. Sora knew Kairi didn't even like Riku, but would go with him because she liked his muscles and manliness.
That means that she likes him. It's like, I don't like him, but I like everything about him.
Yeah. Oh, are you sure? Kairi grinned, pulling her too short skirt up so that her pink lace panties were visible. Open parenthesis, the slut, Sora thought darkly, close parenthesis, licking her lips. Yeah, go for it, girl. Kairi grinned, okay, I will, and walked off. Sora sighed, at least that was taken care of, at least. Now to go talk to Riku. Riku, I think, Sora sighed and looked down at the sand, not quite sure what to say with bright red cheeks. God, this was so hard! He'd always assumed it would be easy, but it was complicated. No, it was complicated. Sora, it's alright, I know, Riku whispered, cupping the younger boy's chin and bringing him up to face him. I know how you feel because, well, I feel the same. Sora gasped, OMG, really? Really? Sora's heart rose like a hummingbird and his cheeks heated up. It was better than he could have ever It was better than he could have hoped ever in his wildest fantasies with no Kairi to mess it up. Open parentheses, she was probably off fucking a tree thinking it was Riku, the stupid whore that she was. Yes, she was dumb. Close parenthesis. As Riku pulled Sora's face towards his and smashed their lips together in a tender kiss.
I don't think smashing and being tender go together very well. Oh, what is this? Ron the Death? Oh god, Ron the Death Eater.
Oh my god, Ron the Death Eater.
I have never heard of that.
I looked through the whole TV tropes page of like Harry Potter fics that had to do with Ron the Death Eater.
Oh god. We should really read more Harry Potter fanfics because they're really stupid.
Oh yeah, I found some bad ones. Oh
boy.
Yeah.
I should find a Harry Potter game, then play through it so we can read the fanfics.
Yeah, there are Harry Potter games.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh jeez.
I own the first one, I believe, for GameCube.
Yay. Oh, Riku! Sora moaned in his hot kiss as he kissed him back with passion.
God, I love
Riku.
My Immortal so much.
My Immortal is the best fanfiction ever.
Yes. Keep reading though.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Riku pushing the younger boy up against the bark of the Pao-Pu tree with his hands in his hair, running down his jumpsuit, leaving trails of glistening fire everywhere and...
Oh my, Riku, you're lighting him on fire! What are you doing, you idiot? He'll die!
Oh my god, Sora, Riku wasn't there! Sora and Riku jumped apart, staring at Kairi as she glared at them with her hands on hips. And I totally saw you making out, you stupid bitches! Sora's mine, and I'm going to kill you both.
Oh, if I can't have Sora, then no one can.
Too bad for Kairi, Riku and Sora both had wooden swords, Oh
my, they already have wooden swords?
Oh well, and she had nothing but her stupid girly Thasla necklaces, so she ran at them with mouth twisted into an angry scream. Sora and Riku hit her in the stomach with their swords.
Oh my.
The breath knocked out of her, she fell to the floor gasping. Sora and Riku grinned, then knelt down as if to help her up, but then let her fall back to the THE ground, hitting her again with their ground, hitting her with their swords over and over as she thwacked into the ground until she stopped moving but was still breathing. This was for always being in the way, you stupid bitch! Sora yelled, hitting her with a sword. This is for always spoiling me and Sora's moments, you stupid fucking whore! Riku yelled alongside Sora, driving his sword into her stomach. And
that's so in character.
As blood went everywhere in a shower of crimson. This is for being ugly! Sora yelled again as his sword got into her. What? Got into her open stomach and pulled some squishy organs and such like, sword covered in gore. And this is for being Kairi! Riku finished it off with another thwack.
He finished it off with false swipe.
Straight through with a U. Her stomach to the other side. Oh jeez, and this is where it gets really bad.
Oh god. Yeah, read it.
This is where it gets really bad, just a warning. But their fun wasn't over yet. Both boys grinned as they stuck their fingers into her eyes and pressed down harder until they popped into a bloody mess and then tore out her fingernails one by one. After that, they pulled off her clothes to reveal pink, lazy panties and snorted at what a whore she was.
A whore.
Whore.
Oh, you're such a whore.
Whore. She was, as they stuffed her clothes into the hole, listen all, into her stomach. After that, they pushed the corpse into the ocean and watched it sink, feeling suddenly happier now that they were alone.
And that it's gonna be in prison together.
Turned on by the fact that they were now alone, Sora and Riku turned back to each other, one word, and started to make out again with more passion.
What?
Thrusting their tongas down
their tongas
down each other's throat energetically, and grinding against each other's hips with eyes closed, moaning in lust.
Ew.
And then suddenly transition. Sophie giggled as she pulled Kairi's corpse ashore all wet, wondering of all the fun things she could do with it. Damn bitch had it coming.
Well then, so Selfie is a neck-phalac, to quote more my immortal.
There's an AN at the end. AN, because everybody wanted to do this to Kairi, really, open parentheses, lol, close parenthesis. I hope you like it, and there's also a hint of Yuri at the end, because Selfie Kairi is hot, even if Kairi is dead, shrugs. Served her right for being a bitch, XD. Hope you like it, and no flames, please!
It's like, oh man, I really hate this character, but I think her pairings are hot. It's like, what?
Yeah, you know.
That makes no sense.
If you hate a character, you don't ship them. That's the whole reason to not ship them, is because you don't like them.
They don't deserve love.
I think Kevin and I found this because we searched up really bad Kingdom Hearts fanfictions.
Yeah.
You guys aren't goth enough, yeah.
Yeah, we're... I will admit to being a fuking prep.
Yeah, I'm
sorry. God. So many bad fanfictions out there.
Yeah.
So how about this Blitzball thing that I've been doing? Sure is exciting.
Okay, so was that fun?
That was really fun. That was a fun waste of time, at least.
Yes. Oh god, did you guys ever hear of My Inner Life?
I think, isn't that like a Harry Potter one as well, or?
No, it's Zelda.
Oh.
Basically, this girl said she's had views for years of like dating Link or something, and she's
oh god.
Universe.
Oh god, I think I have heard of that.
I read part of the fanfiction. I had to stop.
Oh god. We'll have to save that for something Zelda related, though.
Yes. Yeah, bad creepypastas are also hilarious.
God. And then the DS turned to blood.
Yes.
I must always refer to that.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying all fan fictions are bad. Some fan fictions are like the lengths of books, and they're amazing.
Just My Immortal isn't a good fanfiction. Let's go kick Riku's ass.
But then whose phone?
What?
I don't know.
Oh. God.
Yeah, some people really take pride in their fan fictions and write really good ones. So like, yeah, no, hats off to them. There just has to be these assholes.
I'm not
who write
wearing a hat. I'm not wearing a hat.
I'm not wearing a hat either.
That's a beautiful camera angle, game. And then I died. Can I pick the log up in the battle? No, I can't. Also a nice coughing fit there. Oh. Oh, okay. Man, now just. Oh, man. Okay, I'll stop. Oh, what level am I? 6. Don't you need to go to level 9? Oh boy. Hey, let's go do the battle with like all 3 of them. That's only won't be terrible. I kind of wish I didn't have to do this, but like I want my scan, and I kind of need some level ups before I like go into the game. Otherwise, I'll die over and over. And though entertaining for the people out there, actually I don't know, because then you're gonna have to watch the same cutscenes all over again. Gosh, are these the heartless guys? Okay, I'll stop. I swear I have seen that cutscene more times than I'd like to admit. I really wish I didn't just like cut out and trash all those like failed attempts. But I swear it must have taken me at least like 30 attempts to beat that boss when I first played it.
Does this have the whole fan fiction?
What has?
Holy cow! No, I just found the entirety of My Inner Life.
Oh goy. Did I just say oh goy?
Oh goy.
Like bookmark that or something. Bookmark. I'll at one point stream.
This has like an all caps like forewarning. It's like the length of like a terms and like a agreement thing.
Oh God.
Like literally, it's like.
God. No, I wouldn't take donations for that. Seriously, because I don't have 1.5, but a certain somebody else here does.
Oh yeah, no, I have 1.5.
Yeah. You will give it to me right now. So it will still take like 5 weeks, and I don't even have the PS3 in my room.
Oh, thanks for the know your meme.
Oh yeah. God. The only thing I would need donations for is a frickin' 3DS capture card, because those things are expensive as hell. But I wouldn't ask for donations, because that's terrible. That's why I'm gonna work, so I can supply you people with entertainment. So you better be fucking thankful. Okay, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. God. I don't think I would be able to take donations, because I don't think I would deserve the money. It's like, wow, if you actually like, here, we'll give you a trophy for like wasting your time watching Days.
Yes.
There you go.
I'll watch Days the movie.
Well, obviously you will. Really wish that this would hurry up. Hey guys, by the way, I changed my mind. I'm gonna grind to level 100 here. Hope you don't mind. 500-week stream. Okay, that was a bit exaggerated. I was going to say 500 hours, which would actually be more accurate. Probably. Ow. Yeah, I do. But yeah, I do kind of want to play 1.5. Partially also because I've never played Chain of Memories, and it's kind of really different from the original, so. Because in the movie pause if you don't matter. Yes. Throughout the entire movie, you have to mash a button. Yeah. I don't know. At least you could potentially still play Days, like on the DS. It's not like they burned all the copies of the game. What?
Yeah, they have QuickTime events in the movie. You get the bad ending of the movie if you don't press X occasionally.
QuickTime events such as when you leave the toaster on and and then everything burns down. Now I'm reminded of that one comic where it's like you see like Sigmar and Roxas in Agrabah, and then Sigmar's like, it's like, oh well, like, it's like, oh, what's with the face? Did you leave the toaster on? And it's like,
oh crap!
And it's like awkward silence. It's like, oh crap! And then like, you see like the whole base on fire or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Recoded didn't need a remake. Recoded didn't even need an initial version. Okay, no, now I'm just being mean. Ow. Waka, you asshole. Stop. What are you... Sora, what the fuck? There we go. Don't stab. There we go. Is that one more level up that I still need, or two more? I'm praying it's one, but I think it's two. Yeah, no, like, it's not that I didn't like Recoded, it's just like, when you think about it as a game, it kind of had no reason to exist, but it's still fun for a bit. It's not fun to 100%, I can tell you that much. I would say, like, that's why, like, I haven't completed it, but that's partially because somebody here needs to get around to rendering those.
Yeah.
That's okay. I think the people would appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I know it didn't get a remake because I literally, like, went to scour out all the games, like, soon after I beat the first one. And I managed to get all of them but that one, and then I found out that it was never released here, so... yeah. I even have my mint condition, Dream Drop Distance. It's still in the shrink wrap. I should totally buy, like, I've said this many times, but I should totally just get a new copy to play, and then just, like, keep that one and just have it, like, be shrink wrapped forever. What happened there? Oh, okay. I guess not. 7. Ugh. It's gonna take so long. I don't know if it's gonna be worth it. I could just... okay, you know what? I'll do one more... I'll do one quick round of this. and then I'll just focus on the actual game. Come on. Okay, throw the super one. God, my throat is like dying over here. Okay, there we go. You should definitely play Birth by Sleep if you can.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it is definitely worth it. It's probably my favorite, even though I have like not entirely nostalgia goggles, but I have like personal bias towards the first one because it's literally the one that I first played. God, 51 minutes and we've done absolutely goddamn nothing. Yeah. God. I don't know, it would have probably helped if it wasn't... if we weren't on a time limit and it wasn't, like, 3 in the morning. That probably would have helped.
Yes.
A little bit, at least. I will go back to those at one point. It's just I have, like... I personally can't record that game. Because I need you to literally be here, because you have the PSP that can, like...
Yeah.
The type of PSP that I have, like, can't record.
For some reason.
Or, well, that my little brother had, and then I just kind of stole because he never uses it. So now it's my PSP. Okay, the cloth. Let's go stuff that in Kairi's like open stomach or whatever it was. Her cloths. Yeah, let's go home. I need to be sure to win the race though, because we gotta have the Steve again. Gotta always have the Steve. Well, of course it's out there somewhere, because if it didn't exist, then she would never be here. Also, I have to wonder, like, do they know that? Like, how exactly do they know that there's other? Well, okay, yeah, no, I figured that much, but because she came from the other world, okay, I get that, but no, I more so mean like. Okay, no, he's at suppose. Okay, never mind. Said he don't know.
Yeah.
Is that the boss that I didn't fight? Or, like, I haven't seen? Kairi, screw you, because you've doomed us all. Riku not carrying anything, and he suddenly summoned a fruit from nowhere. And then he just wastes it. Like, you could at least, like, eat it yourself. I mean, come on. Oh boy, it's everybody's favorite theme. I don't think we have the alarm clock anymore. Which is sad, because that thing was, like, amazing. Because it was extremely goddamn loud, and it played that song. Gotta wonder why this hall is so big if there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there's the, like, most useless character in this series. Like, I don't understand, like, Pluto's role in all of this. Like, what is, like, I don't understand them.
Yeah, those racers are cheating bastards.
What?
I think he means the birth by sleep thing.
Oh god. The frickin' races in that game.
Oh god.
I swear, I cannot play this with the sound on anymore, because I will scream for an hour if I do.
Yes. All of the screaming.
Thunder, and then the game freezes. Have to always refer back to that. Yes. Pluto is a dog, and Goofy is also a dog, but Goofy gets to walk and talk and be treated like a person, while, like, when Pluto is treated like a dog. And no one ever questions this.
Yes, Pluto's actually the main villain.
Oh my god. The snowman is the main villain.
Yes.
I even think there was an actual snowman in that trailer.
No, I don't think there was.
I think I was just seeing things.
I don't know what you saw. There was never a snowman.
It looked like a snowman. Yes, that's the plot of Kingdom Hearts 3. Pluto will jump out and be like, "It's me all along!" There's only one plot to Kingdom Hearts, it's the plot to make money. Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of Kingdom Hearts in a nutshell, or they're related to him somehow, or they are him.
Oh yeah, right. The Steve! They are sitting uncomfortably close to each other there. Not too sure what to say about that. To tag the tree. Oh. Oh my god, what if he is? Are you cheating bastard? No. I like how he just kind of like walked over there and he was like, oh, you're on it? Okay. Sorry, you idiot! You're supposed to grab it! You got a lobster and you got a magnet. Lobster's got antenna, but don't you grab it.
Don't you grab it.
Damn it. Hope I lost this. Yep. I lost. Oh, okay. Mr. Casually strolling along over there. Yeah, stand still for an hour, why don't you? Okay. No! No! Reset everything. I won't stand for this. It even lags the typing itself. Wow. That is very annoying.
Oh, wow.
Twitch!
Minecraft used to do that. It would lag my typing, so it would come out really incoherent.
Oh.
Or it could just be my phone, which until I shut the autocorrect off would make me so inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Minecraft would do.
Okay, this time I won't go down the stupid, like zip line. I was trying to think of what those things are called.
Yeah.
Everybody's actually Pluto, and Pluto is the main villain, which means that everybody's the main villain, and everyone was evil all along.
Yes.
Which means that everybody was wrong, and it was right to not stop Kingdom Hearts from... I don't know where I was going with that one. Yes, yes. Hey, wouldn't it be lovely if there was a skip cutscene option there? On my count, and then she, like, counts in a text box somehow. Oh yeah, that's jump. Forgot what my jump button there was. Camera! It would be wonderful if you would have a better angle. Gotta go fast!
The secret to Kingdom Hearts is Pluto.
Pluto is the main ingredient of the secret recipe to KFC.
Yes.
No, am I still going to lose? Oh my god, really? Oh, I guess I did win.
Oh.
Oh. Well then.
It's because Riku decided to, like, walk at the end, I guess.
No, I don't know what happened there. Like, it looked like he, like, finished
Yeah, no,
first.
he actually, like, beat you. I don't know how the hell that happened.
Well, you don't see me complaining about it. That looked really dumb. Sora somehow, like, makes this thing magically float up into the air. And do crap. So, here's an item that I won't be using. There's a very picky mushroom. Picky? I like how you can move that rock, and I don't think there's any other rocks in the entire game you can move. One seagull egg. I don't think other types of birds generally lay eggs without, like, babies in them. So I don't know. Actually, I don't know if they do.
Hmm.
If they do, then I'm sorry, Kingdom Hearts. I didn't mean to like question your logic. Actually, no, I definitely did mean to question your logic.
Yeah, no, you definitely.
Just not in
Kevin
this.
Hand, you meant to question it.
Just not in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Brown coconut. It's funny because brown coconuts are the ones that like don't have the like outer shell anymore, so they would technically be easier to work with. So I don't know why we specifically want green ones, but hey. Do any of these trees have the green ones?
They should.
There we go. Got a coconut. Not a coconut, a
Yes, Square Enix always makes sense.
Yes. Does the sword hurt more when you load it with bullets? Okay, I'll stop. Isn't it just kind of like random? Like what drops from which tree? Because I don't think it's specific trees, is it? I'll go check the other area. I can always come back here if need be. It's really warm today.
Yeah, it is.
I do not like it. I do not like it one bit. I can't handle the heat. Can't beat the heat.
I like Square Enix, but like, holy cow.
Well, okay, no. I think you gotta rephrase it. You like the games that Square Enix makes.
Yeah.
That's what you really mean. Only this specific bit of water is good to drink. Because it came out of a wall for no reason. I'm filling my water with volcanicity. Rain filters down my handsome volcano rocks to create a wild mineral water. Try some. Really now? Really now? Ugh. Seagull egg, and the sword just kind of steps on it. No. 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 Yeah. And in that sense, they wouldn't specifically need to, like, search for it either, because then they could just kind of do that to begin with.
Yeah.
Seriously, where are these coconuts? Oh. Okay. Okay, so I guess it is random then. I don't know if it will be taken down. I don't think I'm that offensive about everything. I mean, I did tell people that they should get, like, or that they should play Birth by Sleep, so. Hello. Or Hola, because I can't speak any other languages. It's definitely pronounced Hola.
Yes.
Oh, I was just about to bring up an inside joke, but where did the whole Ansem and his pizza thing come from?
Oh, you were like, it was like the end of the first game, like one of the playthroughs you did, like an extra mode or something, and or no, it was no. You went into like the secret place, and then like you were reading the Ansem lines or something, and then like in a perfect impression, you mentioned something about him wanting to get his pizza.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that, but it just has become like a minor in-joke.
And your Ansem voice is amazing.
It's not, but okay.
I think it is.
I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think Ooh, I really drew this shittily when I was a kid. When Sora was younger, his hair wasn't as ridiculous. And yet she draws him that way. What? I just realized that makes no sense.
Oh yeah, no, his hair isn't that spiky.
Hey, I just saw you draw there. I enjoy watching small children draw. I wear a funky brown robe. I don't know why. Nothing why he's wearing brown, it's not a very threatening color. Dude, you're freaking me out! One who knows nothing can understand nothing. Can always quote that line. Oh yeah. I actually have to wonder if they actually planned ahead for that, because part of me thinks that throughout a majority of this game, they did not have a sequel in mind, necessarily.
Yeah.
So I wonder when, like, the ideas for things like that actually came into, like, things. Let's analyze the drawings again. This one says that Donald Duck is not a chocobo, and then there's a freaky, like, Gruntilda up there. There's a pirate. Oh. Where's the yeah. Here's a Quasimodo as a rock, for some reason. Is there one that was like a spoiler or something? There's a creepy face here. Let's just stare at the creepy face.
Yes.
Okay, oh, she's punching me in the face with a star. I don't know what this one is supposed to mean. It looks like it could mean something, but I don't know. Hello.
Hi.
You know what they say, the more the merrier. Okay, I'll stop. I haven't even played that game. I forgot what game that is even from.
Star Fox Adventure?
No, it's like Sonic.
Not Star Fox, I meant to say Sonic Adventure.
Oh.
The Star Fox came out.
Star Fox.
I meant to say Sonic Adventure, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
That was a slip.
Was it Sonic Adventure? Cause
it was Sonic Adventure 1 or 2.
Okay. I don't actually know.
I'm like 80% sure.
I like how I own those games and I've like barely played them.
You should play Sonic. Then read Sonic High School.
Oh boy. Oh boy, we should. We definitely should.
But I'm not even kidding, we should do that.
Yeah. So, how about you give me those other coconuts I need? Oh. Okay, that made sense. Smack it once, nothing.
Yeah, it might be 1. I don't know if it's 2. I wouldn't know.
I just know that line. I should probably play some Sonic games. I kind of want to play like the like old ones, because I've tried some of the 3D ones and I'm not too big of a fan of those, but I will play through them at some point. Yes. One fish. Well, you're a fish. God damn it. Are the fish seriously only in the other portion? Didn't even know you could swim here. Trying to think of like other Sonic things I know. Well, all I really know is I know about the damn Chaos Emeralds.
Yes.
And I know that it's no use. Which is clearly the greatest line ever.
I think we did.
What?
Yeah, we watched the 2 trailers for Cage, so they're out.
What the very first one? Because the other one I know we like did and recorded. Where is this last fish? Oh, I like how my what is this? L2 button? R2 button. My R2 button just got like locked inside the controller. Oh, there's 3? Okay, in that case we didn't watch the third one. We should at some point. Maybe at the end of the stream we'll just finish by watching that trailer.
Yeah.
So, how about that fish? Where is it? And it turns out somehow my game screwed up and didn't generate a third fish, and I'm just screwed forever. I'm really trying to see. I'm not seeing a third fish. If anybody sees a third fish, let me know. See how far you can go out. That far, I assume. Did I see it over here? No. Okay. Oh, there it is. There it is, there it is, there it is. Oh, oh, oh. There. Thank you. I like how I promised, like, this challenge run, and so far all we've been doing is Destiny Islands crap, so...
Yeah.
I think I'm done with this area. I don't think there's anything else I need to do. Hey. Yeah, let's go home. Let's go snowboarding on the beach. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Duh. Okay, no, stop.
Yeah, no, we're gonna play it unspoiled. Don't worry.
Yeah. Again, the only thing I know about is like the selection of worlds, mostly because I recognize related videos, and they had like other characters in it. Like there was one that just kind of had Quasimodo in it. I'm like, oh well, gee, I wonder what world is gonna be in like 3D now.
Ah.
It's funny because that would have actually been a nice surprise because I like that movie, but oh well.
Yeah.
I can always come back here. Yeah, you can even stay here forever and not be useful in the plot of the next games.
Yeah, you know.
That'll be even better. By the way, I see that, people.
Yes.
Gonna have more Disney shenanigans? Yeah, we are. And that's totally that one plan from the trade quest from Wind Waker. Oh, sorry to rush off without saying goodbye, but there's big trouble brewing. Not sure why, but the stars have blinked out, one by one, and I think the disaster can't be far behind. I hate to leave you all, but I gotta check it out. I gotta check on it. There's someone with a key, the key to our survival, so I need you and Goofy to look for him. and stick with him, got it? We need that key or we're doomed, so go to Traverse and find Leon. He'll point you to the right direction. Ha! Had to do it. Yes. Also, I like how their ears, like, shift places. It's really weird. The entire desk will come with them. If you don't hear from me in a month, send dinner. Oh boy, I can't wait to... Okay, I'll stop.
It's because you thought of the prequel before you thought of the first game, that's why.
Yeah.
Or you thought of the first game before you thought of the prequel, rather, I think I said that backwards.
Yeah. I don't know, like, the thing about that prequel is that, like, they didn't need to have Donald and Goofy in that one. Because they partially served no real purpose, but... Like, I don't know, like... I don't know. Like, if they weren't there, they would have probably been in Disney Town, so they probably would have seen it anyways, even though you don't really fight there, so, like, I don't really know.
Yeah, like, that's kind of the reason, but, like, inverse,
Yeah.
there's no reason, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. And I assume they didn't retcon that in the remake. Or re-release, or...
Yeah, no, like, that's the thing with stories, like, because sometimes if you write things and then you suddenly write more, but then you realize the stuff you wrote before doesn't make any sense, you kind of have to retcon it.
Yeah. Like how Pokemon has to retcon a bunch of things.
Yeah, you know, like, I know this, like, I really, I understand, like, from a real-world perspective why it is the way it is, but then it kind of is like, well, in an inverse perspective, it makes no sense. It's like, yeah. Kingdom Hearts could use a retcon.
Yeah. Because I think they didn't entirely change some of the rules, but yeah, they partially changed the rules for the like after the first game. I do kind of like that. That's funny. I like how the music just kind of peters out. But now I gotta wonder if there's really, like, a shaft that leads down from the castle to the other side of the world. Oh. Yeah, like, I don't know, like... Also, what was that about, like, them losing all the files for the original Kingdom Hearts or something? I don't know what entirely happens with that. Nice pants, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, Sora's mom. It's my favorite character in this entire series. So why does he have, like, frickin' harpoons in his room? That's, like, the rudest thing ever. Bloody harpoon. Okay, I'll stop.
Did he, like, jump out the window? Yeah, he jumped out the window. So, but he's on the second floor.
And then Sora actually dies. How do you know it's their boats? They look totally the same as every single other boat in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't entirely know how that happened because I think there's like older games that they still have completely intact. So, oh yeah, right. I can't kill these yet. I forgot. I don't know, like, yeah, I know apparently they lost like a bunch of assets, but I don't know how they did it. Or they get to be a family in that game.
Mm.
Well, then why aren't you doing that? You're just kind of standing here. Sora imagined his mom. This entire game is Sora's imagination. But you're supposed to stand in the ocean, Riku. Yeah,
Also,
Sora.
like, Riku kind of goes nutty here.
Yeah, I don't know what his deal is.
He's getting all, like, craziness. I don't know.
He has the most blank of faces. He really is kind of a shitty character in the first game.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, he's just kind of a dipshit to be a dipshit. I don't know. He's not a terrible character, but he's kind of a douche.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah. I just kind of realized something. I was thinking to myself here. I'm like, it's funny because like Sora's not entirely even supposed to have this thing, and in that sense, I don't really know like how he even got it. And then I'm thinking here. It's like, speaking of which, if like they always have to be passed over to someone, like, where did the first Keyblade come from?
Um,
Was there just some sort of like god who said, "Hey, you know what I should do? I should create a weapon that's like a giant key that people can use to like beat stuff with. It'll be awesome." Parents just don't care in this game.
yeah, not really.
Let's open a door to the secret place. I like how you have to open this door and then it's still just the same looking. Yeah, it might have been, but then you gotta wonder where that came from.
Which came first, chicken or the egg?
Yes. I think I'm drunk. Hug me, damn it! Well, you failed. Too slow.
Oh, they do? Okay.
And he stands and you get a punch. Okay, he's gonna Wow, that was terrible collision on that bush there.
Yeah, that's a good that's a thought.
What? What is a thought?
Uh, June said that they used a really powerful light and dark magic, and then to forge it, and then the other one started forming or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Like someone just created one themselves.
Yeah, probably. Like, you kind of always have. I already beat it.
Oh wow.
Oh.
I guess because you like smacked it in the face.
Well, I kind of leveled up a bunch too. I guess that paid off. So.
Yeah, you just defeated the shadow there, like, with only 2 hits as opposed to 3 or 4.
Okay.
So.
Don't ever give up, my son. Fast. Okay, let's stop going Star Fox 64 now. Oh boy, my favorite part of the game. Okay, it's not really that bad as I always play it up to be, but I like Donald's just noise. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's basically okay, yeah, that's try not to spoil anything, please. Yeah, no, Matt. That's basically what they explain in Birth by Sleep, or at least that's what like inconsistent fucking batshit crazy Xehanort tries to explain. So.
Gosh, Donald, I really think we should go into that alleyway for no reason.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I guess it makes like I guess we're just asking questions that like don't really get answers because nobody would logically think to ask that.
Well, I do.
Well, no, it's because you're you, honey.
Yeah, I know. I have to always question everything that should not be questioned.
No, you're one of those people that thinks of questions that nobody else asks. Because every little thing must be explained.
Well, not every little thing.
But at least, like...
I mean, like, I don't need to know where Sora bought his red jumpsuit that he wears for some reason. That covers his entire body, which is kind of strange, but...
But I mean, it's like, you don't take anything for granted with anything. Any kind of story, any kind of anything. You don't take anything for granted.
Oh, here's Bored Titus, as I call him. Wait, no. I need to get a close-up of this guy.
Yes.
He's just Bored Titus. He's like, man, I don't want to be in this game. I don't know what he's
They're
dealing
paying
with.
me enough for this.
And then here is this random lady. Oh, and now I'm reminded of the random people in Agrabah, which I'll hopefully be getting to. I don't know if I will be getting through Agrabah today. Because there's plenty of crap up ahead before I can get there. Oh, you're just a kid. Maybe when you're older.
I rarely come up with, like, as you put it, plot-shattering questions, which I need to remember that term. I rarely do that, but sometimes I do. I make very smart observations.
God.
If once in a blue moon I do it, but when I do it, it's very smart.
I do it once in a green moon.
No, you do it all the time.
That's true. I guess green moons were very common then.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's just you're very smart, that's all.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Girlfriend is overloading me with compliments now. She feels.
I was to say, like, I'm contractually obligated to compliment you
yes.
every half hour. Yeah, like Kingdom Hearts actually has surprisingly interesting lore, and it's like it's told from the like journals, which I'm a total sap for stuff like that. But it's like sometimes they don't really give you enough information.
Yeah, like no, like it's like that is good, but I wish that there was more of the actual lore in parts of the game that actually in the story. Like Birth by Sleep had a good balance of that, but like a lot of other games don't really.
Birth by Sleep needs a prequel.
I don't. I don't know if it needs a well. I don't know if it needs a prequel. There should be a like days kind of game for between like Birth by Sleep and the first game that like focuses on whatever all the villains do.
That would be fun because I love those villain kind of centered things.
Boy, second district. Oh, let's hope that I remember my way through this place, because... Oh yeah. Here's an inconsistency that they never fixed. He, like, manually turns into a Heartless, and he becomes an Emblem Heartless. For some reason. Which, that makes a whole lot of sense, am I right?
Xehanort's kind of cool, he's just kind of creepy.
He's evil Brentalfloss. He really yes. Is. I think that's what I like refer to him like in my mind when I play through Birth by Sleep again like a couple months ago. I was like, he's totally evil Brentalfloss. Okay, level 8. One more level till scan. Which I kind of do want. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna have Treasure Magnet in this game. What else am I not gonna have? Strike Raid, and I think that's the most heartbreaking one for me personally, because it should be well known that I absolutely love the Strike Raid in the first game.
Yeah.
Even if it might be ever so slightly overpowered in some cases.
I don't know, I have this weird feeling Kingdom Hearts 3 won't close any of the plot holes, it just won't do it.
Like, it will probably close some of them, but I'm guessing it won't close all of them. What is with this door? I never noticed it was even here, but it's totally useless.
Because sometimes Kingdom Hearts has more holes than Swiss cheese.
God.
Yeah, we can hope for a few.
Yeah.
We can remain optimistic.
Oh boy. You've got 99 puppies, and there might be some bitches in there, because...
There might be a bitch in there.
Well, some bitches. I mean, you have 99 puppies. Unless they're all male, then in fact a bitch ain't one, but...
Oh, I thought a bitch was specifically a grown female.
Oh, is it a grown female?
Actually, I don't think it is. I think it just refers to a female dog.
Hmm. Yeah, I like how it ends the Dark Seeker saga, which is like...
What the hell is a Dark Seeker?
Well... You should know who that is.
Well, no, like, I thought it was the Xehanort saga.
Well, yeah, but, like, it's also referred to as that, but...
I've never heard it be referred to as that, but it might be.
But, like, Oh, well, I just read that in the chat. I like how I just assume things. You could tell me it was, like, the like, breakfast saga, and I would believe you.
Let me look that up. Hold on.
I don't know if puppies can be bitches. I don't know, if you have if you have a really stupid puppy, then you might consider it a bitch, but it's not actually a bitch.
Okay. Bitch, noun. A female dog, wolf, fox, or otter.
Oh.
Informal derogatory, a spiteful or unpleasant woman.
Oh. Spiteful or unpleasant woman. Well,
I guess to specifically be a bitch, you have to be a woman.
well, yeah, generally. Otherwise, you are a son of a bitch.
Oh, that's true.
Which,
And which is
which,
a
which, ironically enough, is like not so much insulting to you as it is to your mother.
I didn't. I didn't actually realize that until like.
I pointed it
fair...
out.
No, you. Yeah, a little bit. It's like, you son of a bitch. It's like, that's not actually insulting to the person. Like, oh, really?
Yeah, it's more so insulting to the mother. Oh, I like how that was actually what you were supposed to do. You were just supposed to head back in there.
Oh. No, but I never actually realized that, so go me.
Hmm. Can I move this big box? Can I move?
I'm assuming so, Zexy.
I can move the small box.
Yes, definitely, Nomad. That's true.
Yeah, I don't know what new plot we're gonna move to, because isn't like
Wait.
isn't Kingdom Hearts in general just like what they now call the Xehanort Saga, or like whatever? Like, isn't that just the entirety of the plot we've had so far? Like, I don't know where they're gonna take it. Like, is there just gonna be a random villain that's like, haha! You did not predict me, but I am here! Yes. I think both might work.
Yay, Nomad.
That's the thing. Like, if it would go into like how like Keyblades were formed, that would not be the next saga. That would, if anything, that would kind of be a step back,
Yeah.
because that would have happened before then. So
I don't know if they're gonna make like not Kingdom Hearts 4, but start over with the series and have a new protagonist. They will somehow be related to Sora.
and they will have have even spikier hair. They will have a Keyblade that's at least 3 times the size of this one, and they will wear all black and be covered in zippers.
Yes.
That is my prediction right now. I don't actually know if Numora ever got over his zipper fetish.
No.
I was afraid so.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, because the thing is that I think, like, they're like, oh, well, yeah, well, this ends this Xehanort saga, implying there are more sagas.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know what other saga they would go into, because, like...
what would you need to do?
Because, like, everything that has been known as Kingdom Hearts has been that saga, so, like... Going into a different saga, wouldn't that just be kind of strange, or, like... I just don't know.
Yoshitaka Amona, who's that? I forgot, I just can't pronounce that name. What? What do you make? Arrow is just the new protagonist,
Arrows.
yes.
No, actually, it will be Saxor. I'm hoping for Saxor, personally.
Oh my god, Saxor.
Saxor. God.
What, Sack?
Yes! Have a character that's actually named Rucksack.
Yes.
Or Hotil is simply... I like how you didn't even let me finish reading that.
Yeah, sure, it could be something like that, but again, it would be more of a, like, prequel, which would technically be a part of the Xehanort.
Well, okay, like, technically that would be, like, from before, but I get a feeling that, like, if they would do that, that would kind of feel shoehorned in. It's like, oh, well, it's like, haha, I have existed all this time, but I've just been dormant for some reason.
That'd be kind of a weird retcon,
like,
yeah.
Well, it's not a retcon, it's just the fact that, like, suddenly that character exists, so, like...
Yeah.
I don't know, unless there's some villain left over from the original games that they could go with instead. Like, say, suddenly Sayax becomes the main villain. I'm just going off on a limb here. I'm not saying this will happen, but, like...
That would be kind of awesome.
It would be kind of awesome, but, like, let's say that Sayax would become the main villain. That's kind of, like, one of the only scenarios I can see working, because that would, like... Well, not specifically that as a character, but, like... I just mean like an existing character, because
Yeah.
if you're just kind of gonna have a new character now, that would kind of be
It would
strange.
kind of be weird.
Like a character that's like, haha, I've existed all this time, but you didn't know of me. But now I am here.
Oh, okay. I never heard of the Keyblade Saga, no. What would be so different?
I don't actually know.
You know what's funny? I thought to myself, like, it's funny you mentioned the Saïx thing. I'm like, what if Marluxia comes back?
Yay. Marluxia should totally be the villain, because I don't know what his motivation is to do anything in the thing.
Yeah, no, Demyx, Larxene, Luxor, and Marluxia should have backstories.
Yeah. No.
Because some, like a few of those are like my favorite members. So
If anything, if like the saga after that goes into like Marluxia and Larxene, probably mainly like being the main villains and like doing crap,
I would totally.
I would be surprisingly okay with that. Well, yeah, but like, okay, like, yeah, Xemnas did stay in the background, but like at the same time, like he was kind of the same person as Ansem, so he kind of also didn't. But my name is Emo Git.
I don't know. I'm weird. I like Marluxia and I like Larxene and I like Demyx.
Well, it's because they have like
too.
they have potential to have better characters than they got. They were just kind of killed off really soon, and
yeah, maybe.
yeah, I don't know.
I like how they're hiding Emo Git's face in the cutscene.
Because then they can like time their fangirl squeals. Oh, okay. Thought I was actually doing pretty decent, and he just kills me in 2 slashes.
Oh well.
Whoopsie!
My name's character development only kicks in on disc 3.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. I know. See, the thing is that I usually have a soft spot for characters that deserve more screen time than they actually get.
God.
So.
Turns out, like, Xehanort had a son somewhere. I don't really want to know who the mother is.
They let him reproduce.
Mama Peach! Okay, I'll stop.
Yay.
It's funny because he just said that he wasn't scared, and now he was scared. Boy. Yeah, no,
yeah,
like...
exactly. It's funny because the manga kind of goes into that, but I don't think the manga's canon.
Yeah.
It might be arguably canon.
I don't know how canon is, but yeah, like... Those characters, they didn't get backstory in Birth by Sleep. They barely had any screen time in Days. And, like... They were just kind of being evil in, like, Chain of Memories, so they haven't really gotten any character development other than these people are actually evil, unlike most of Organization 13.
Yeah, or you could just have the fan children.
Yeah.
Because Soku and Akuroku definitely will have kids.
Also, like, what exactly was the reason for him changing his name?
Because of something in his past that happened. I guess they're kind of implying that his, like, girlfriend died or something.
I just noticed that he has belts on his arm. Why does he have belts on his arm?
Sure thing, June.
I just noticed that, like, every character in this game has a belt.
Yes, everybody has a belt.
Everybody must have a belt or a zipper. Preferably a combination of the two.
Yes.
Even though, like, people in other worlds already know that there's other worlds as well, so... It's like, oh, it's like such a hush-hush thing that, like, there's other worlds, even though... Nobody seems to be surprised when it's mentioned, and, like, yeah. Yeah, but if his entire homeworld was destroyed anyways, then, like, nobody is gonna know him to begin with, so... I don't...
Oh, that's it. It was his homeworld, it wasn't his girlfriend, I'm sorry. And then when I said his girlfriend, I was reminded of the, like, Final Fantasy VIII review.
Cypher
sloppy seconds!
Oh boy.
That's literally what I heard in my head. I'm like, oh god.
Oh god.
I like how we both just instantly thought of that line. I think we're the same person.
We might be the same exact person.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry, kinda sorry.
Oh, you realize that it's a key now? Jeez, Sora. Like fucking duh, man. I thought it was a toothbrush. It's funny because they don't really choose their master, they're passed on to people, so...
Yeah, it's a little inconsistent.
Yeah. Yeah, you guy.
You guy. Kappa.
I kind of hate, Squall's voice in this game. Screw calling him Leon. Screw it.
Emo kid.
Emo kid. Or that. But yeah, I kind of hate his voice. He just sounds so bored reading his lines. He's like, yeah, something. I mean, like, it fits what people think his character's like, but, I mean, come on.
Master of the Ellipses.
Yes.
Oh, crap.
What? Oh. It's dangerous.
My aunt may or may not be dragging me away from the computer.
Oh. Okay, just leave me alone.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be back soon.
What are you gonna do?
No, like, I have to leave to, like, do a thing.
Okay. You go do a thing, then. Both the realm of light and the realm of darkness have representative...
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Am I the person who thinks the Kingdom Key D looks awesome? Yeah, because I remember, the Kingdom Key D chose Thing, so...
Thing.
Yeah, let's say, like, you remember it's Mickey, right? Okay.
Well, yeah.
Now I'm suddenly getting weird with you, and I forget what you do and don't know about Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, yeah, I really got.
I know just as much as you do, remember?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I got weird.
Because you know nothing about, like, Dream Drop Distance either, so...
Oh, no, I know jack shit about Dream Drop Distance.
But yeah, it's fine. Why was there a hot dog sign?
I don't know why there's a hot dog sign. Anyway, bye guys. Keep Kevin company.
Oh, okay.
Don't make him feel lonely.
I'll just entertain the people on my own. The Keyblade is the main villain.
Yes.
Kingdom Hearts is the main villain. Don't bother with the small fry. Implying that there's only one. I am gonna bother with them. They give me free shit. Oh, okay. I see. So now we prepare for my favorite boss in the entire game, except it has since then become less terrifying because I actually know how to deal with it these days. Yes. Turns out that the Kingdom Hearts that Organization 13 was trying to create was actually the good Kingdom Hearts, and that the one that, like, we fought to protect was actually the evil one. And filling it with light was actually filling it with evil, because light is evil now. Sora's mother is the main villain. How about we just think of characters who aren't the main villain? I can't think of anyone. Xehanort is not actually the main villain. Oh, hello. Okay, let's see how much experience. 112, really? Yeah, don't give me anything, why don't you? Winnie the Pooh? No, no, you're totally wrong about that. Winnie the Pooh is definitely the main villain. Like, he's the most villain-worthy. Goofy is the main villain, definitely. It all makes sense now. When he fake died, he actually went off to, like, be villainous. God. Oh boy. Yeah. That would be the best plot twist. Turns out that Sora is actually the main villain. What are you doing here? Oh, okay. Didn't actually know there was dialogue for that. Oh boy. I have not seen the secret ending to Recoded. Well, have I? No, I don't. I haven't, because I haven't 100% the game. I think I wanted to see it, because I was gonna say screw it to, like, getting everything, but then in the end I felt bad, and I tried to go back to get everything, but I haven't done so yet, so... I should probably stream some of that game, just me doing, like, menial tasks that I would be not motivated to do on my own. And then when I stream it, at least... What are these guys doing? Thank you for dying. Oh boy. Ugh. Kingdom Hearts or GTFO. Come on. Yeah. Well, it's not the only way to be motivated for Recoded, just to, like, get everything in it, which is, like... It's terrible to 100% to complete that game. Oh, great. That soldier's gonna kill me. Come on, kill it. With fire. Okay. How much do I have left? 51. I kinda wanna grind up to the next level up. Before, like, the boss. Oh shit. Oh, head for the hills! And by the hills, I mean... First district. Yeah... Oh wait, that's currently close enough. Oh, I forgot you can do this. Also, yeah. Okay, now... Can I must sequence break to get every single treasure chest in this game. Yeah. Except if you 100% complete Majora's Mask, you just break the game in general. Yeah, I tend to go with, at least with games that, like, I can 100%, I do. But if I can't, then I won't, like, be terribly upset that I can't. Oh god. Come on. Sora, can you stop having terrible aim, please? For the love of God. Come on. What is with this green glow that I'm getting on the screen here? Oh. Oh, I see. That was fun. Oh. What? What even killed me there? I should probably turn on the light, because it's really dark in this room. That's it. If you could please not get caught behind my chair's, like, arm thing, then that would be joyful. Back to needing 48 experience. No. Wow. I'm doing wonderful at this game right now. God. I technically still haven't 100% of days, by the way. Because screw trying to beat the Dust Flyer and screw getting, like, some of the mission things. God. That sounds a bit awful. Wow, for money. Also, I'm debating whether or not I can have Treasure Magnet. Because... I don't know, it's one of those abilities that doesn't really aid me with making the game easier. Yes! Oh god. Well, I'm not immediately gonna play it on critical, so I guess that's my saving grace there. Really wish this game would stop being an asshole, though. It's funny, because this is not even, like, one of the parts where the challenge run really kicked in, so... That's the embarrassing part here. I have, like, seen nothing of 13-2. Except that I was with a friend when he, like, went through the intro, and the intro alone took, like, an hour, which was ridiculous. But that's all I've ever seen of that game. Come on. So how much freaking experience do I still need? 25. I don't think I've ever actually played a Western RPG. It's not that I have a, like, specific dislike for them, I just don't think I've ever played them. Alright, well, as long as Treasure Magnet is considered fair, I'm... Yeah. Okay... like 19 more or something. What enemies are over here? Okay... God. Oh! What the f... Oh, that is not cool. That is not cool. Yeah, this game is really fun at the start when you don't actually have any healing magic. Wait, do I actually have healing? Yes, I do. Don't want to waste them on the enemies, though, because... kind of need my healing items for... other things. I'm doing terrible here. God, I need to get good. Because I'm not being very good right now. 14. That seems like a bad idea. Let's not do that. Did that one just jump up here? Talk about frickin' enemy tenacity. Okay, so 4. I should be able to get 4 experience. Such as right here. Come on. Thank you. Getting out of here right now. Okay, let me see. So, the one ability other than Treasure Magnet that is allowed for me is Scan, so... there we go. Yeah, but the thing is, it's not actually a challenge run yet. This is just, like, expert mode kicking my ass. Oh boy, it's my favorite cutscene of all time. I will go along with it, because I can. Oh. It can also not immediately start. Gosh, are these the Heartless guys? I can't do a Donald voice, I'm not even gonna attempt. I just can kind of go like... but I can't possibly form words. I can make the noises. What cutscene is it? Oh, that was beautiful. What's twice? Yeah, like, I don't mind visiting worlds twice as long as there's an actual point to it, which I felt like there wasn't in Kingdom Hearts 2. Okay, that was actually very helpful. Spin attack. Okay. Oh, really? Wait, did they use one on me too, or? Okay, come on. Oh, really? Oh my god. Yeah. Ah. Yeah, except like in both Land of Dragons and Port Royal, I feel like like they could have had a bigger role, but yeah, the other worlds were all completely useless. Though arguably, Space Paranoids was still relevant because you didn't actually beat the boss yet, like the world boss. But oh boy, gotta do this again. I was doing pretty good, but pretty good is not enough. Goofy, why'd you give it to Donald? I think I'm more valuable here. Actually, Donald does do a lot of damage in this. Oh, there's one more. Oh, it dropped a thing! Not that I'm able to equip it, but hey. Yeah, I kind of like I kind of like the idea of I had the Ground Shaker, but uh, like I don't know if they couldn't just have had it somewhere else and not have you have had you go through thing. Okay, got a free protect chain. Watch out for that. Oh, what? Well, no, Space Paranoid, you actually save Hollow Bastion the first time around. The second time, you actually fight the world-relevant boss, from what I remember. Okay, so 3 tries. Will the third time beat a charm? I doubt it, but oh boy. I was afraid that would happen. Oh. Okay. Yeah, at least I don't know what Heartless look like, and it still makes sense. So yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know if they've actually seen Unversed. Like, I don't know if like the people you dealing with like are conscious of the fact that this is happening to them, or if you just randomly absorb their powers or something. Donald, watch out. Oh. Okay. Take out the hand. Damn. Thank you. Oh, crap. Ugh. Oh boy. Oh god. I really wish I could just skip past this boss. Yeah, they are surprisingly helpful early on, but later on they're still just kind of as useful as they are in other parts of the game. Yeah. I also think Birth by Sleep could have had Pride Lands too. Cause I mean you have like young Simba to work with. Yeah. Okay. Get away from it. Damn it. Get away from it. Run and hide. Crap. Come on. Okay, come on. Beat the hand. Dang it. Oh god. Kill the foot! Come on. Yes! There we go. Xehanort disguises... Xehanort... What? Xehanort in disguise... Xehanort in another disguise... What? Oh. Yeah, I kind of wouldn't mind Lion King 2 plot, Pride Lands. Mostly because at least they have something to work off, not Simba is being emo because Scar's ghost has come back. Oh. It's technically called a vessel. No, asshole, those are boats. Oh god, somebody give me a save point. And then the game like locks up immediately. Literally, we're serious. We cut off happy faces and use them to fuel a ship. That is the creepiest goddamn face. It's more scary than funny, honestly. Well, the thing about Chernobog is at that point I can possibly have like I'll probably have Kiraga. I might even have Eroga, so I'll be a lot better. Yeah, I really don't know what the deal was with Setzer. Setzer! Okay, that's... Agrabah, yes. Princess. I loved your Jafar's voice. There's Oogie Boogie, the most useful member of this villain council. I like how the one that's the most important they reveal first. Yeah, they'll have Lightning in Kingdom Hearts 3 dressed up like Cloud. Because apparently there was an alternate costume or something. Yeah. It's only a matter of time, honestly. Okay. Oh, I got fire, which I can actually use. Unlike... Come on, give it to me, give it to me. Yeah, dodge roll, that would be very useful. Except I can't use it. Yeah. I still need to finish playing through, Final Fantasy VI. I would totally stream that too, if I could. Except for some reason... Like, my Dazzle hates streaming that. Like, any of the Final Fantasy games. Sin and Punishment and Mario RPG. It just doesn't want to record or stream them. But then they would have to let Cloud win, because if they didn't let Cloud win, everybody would be angry. Well, I like how they had to shift positions there for no reason. Yeah. And I could get the PS... Like, if I had money, I would get the PS1 version, but again, my priority with money is 3DS capture card first, then everything else. Yeah. I like how I'm like, there's something I need to accomplish, and there's really nothing, but I'm... Oh, this is probably what I wanted to accomplish. Yeah. Oh, right. It does that for some reason. I wonder, if I would jump off here, would I ever be able to get this treasure chest? Should get all the postcards. I know we're like... What are you guys doing over here? Long dramatic pause. Oh yeah, the thing with the double-sided coin, I remember that. Okay, now for things to literally hit the fan, so I can get a postcard. It hit the fan, guys. Who has been talking to me on Skype? Oh, boy. Okay. Let's go put in some postcards. No. Examine. Oh. Mail cards. Cottage. Never gonna use that. Full shard. Never gonna use that. Mega Potion. That is appreciated. Mega Ether is appreciated as well. Oh, okay. I don't have any more. Trying to think if there's anything else you can do here. You can't go to Merlin yet. I don't think. And he calls him Rucksack, which is funny. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you, Goofy, for finally having your message box pop up. Whenever these sequences pop up, I should just go play actual Star Fox 64. Wait, I could Merlin at that point? Okay, I'll Merlin later then. Merlin is now a verb. Hi Merlin, you Merlin, he, she, it, Merlin. Merlinology. The study of Merlin. That's first grade, SpongeBob. That was a terrible Patrick voice. I think that's the second stream in which I did a terrible Patrick voice. To the Merle. I forget, does Merlin actually give you something? Gives you magic training you don't need. Oh. Okay. I guess I died. So, how about that? Yeah. You know, it wasn't a bad voice. It was just not a very good Patrick impression. I can do better than that. Hey, you know what I feel like doing? The Ice Cream Beat version of this game. Or Desert Paradise. You know what? Let's do that one. I know he gives you like he gives you the Spellbinder Keyblade for learning all the basic spells. I know that, and he gives you like the Dream Rod staff. I forget which one it is. Yeah. Does he give you the Dream Shield? I forget where you get that. It might be from Merlin, but I forget what the requirement for it is. I think the one for the rod is like really easy to meet, and then like the one for the shield is ass, or the other way around. I don't remember. Special. Also, do not crash into any walls, Harry, because you will die instantly. Oh yeah, there is no ship upgrade, but yeah, I don't know. I will upgrade the ship, but at the start you don't have many points anyways. I'll do it once I get back to, or once you can actually buy the things. I kind of like it, but I hate how it's required. It's indeed a small world, which I then sang in a very terrible voice. Clearly, that was the greatest video ever. Yeah, I'm not one of the people who actually hates It's a Small World. I kind of like it, but I can definitely see why people think it's annoying. Well, quite frankly, I find world peace very annoying and disturbing. And okay, I'll stop. Yay! The first puppies I got were 22 and friends. Random swirly thing. Gotta love the random swirly thing. Also, no, I'm not actually gonna beat this world. gonna beat it at some point, but... Actually, I don't even know if you have to beat Olympus Coliseum. Games. And now every time I hear that voice, I will think of the frickin' moose from, Food Fight. Because they have the same voice actor. Yes, I have actually watched the entirety of Food Fight. It was terrible. What is with the dramatic pout that he has there? And got my ass kicked like 500 times. Also, like how the keyhole is just kind of under that block. Alright. That was fun. Except it really wasn't. Of course I would miss. Okay. Yeah.
Looks like I'm headed for the games. Afraid not. Why not? 2 words. You got a hero. Come on.
Thanks. That's all I really wanted from here. Yeah, you got an entry pass. I like how Phil then suddenly is like, oh well, you got a pass. I guess it must be okay, even though I just told you to get out. But sure. Yeah, I kind of like the counting joke. Can never get all of those for some reason. I should just get a bigger ship. You can't defeat me! I've got a better ship! Okay, I'll stop. Gotta always quote Star Fox 64. Man, now I want to play Star Fox 64. Then again, I kind of always want to play Star Fox 64 because the game's awesome. Ow. Just kind of flew into those missiles. Must rave. Come on. Well, that blew. Oh boy. Yeah, I remember that part screwing me over when I tried this on normal. Alright. Oh wait, this is Kingdom Hearts? I thought I was playing Star Fox. I like how Donald is so sure that Mickey isn't there, and apparently he has been there. I don't exactly know what he did there, but he's been there, so... Oh well. Here's, depending on how you play it, one of the most annoying worlds to one of the most, like, simple worlds. Oh boy. Did you fight this thing? Yeah, you do. Oh. Did I die there, or what happened? I guess I died. Yeah. It's probably one of my least favorite. It was one of my least favorite worlds from what I remember. I made a list not too long ago, but I already forgot what it was. I know it was on there though. And Land of Dragons was also on there.
Where did the others go? Look, I got separated from my friends. Have you seen them? Friends.
I like how that means friends.
Right, my friends. There's two of them. The loud one is Donna.
Oh, I remember Donna. Donna is my favorite character.
I'm looking for my friends, Riku and Kairi. Right. Right. Really? Not sure I understand, but show me. Take me to Riku and Kairi. And I'm Sora. Tarzan go, Sora go go.
I know. I kind of like Deep Jungle visually, but like other than that, it's not. Yeah. Must immediately play every single level of Jungle Slider. And Donald doesn't give a fuck. You. Oh no, it pooed out a piece of jello. And then Clayton attempts to shoot Donald, but he misses, and then Goofy has an annoying laugh that he does. Gee, I wonder who I want on my team. Can I do this yet? Let's see. I can get up there, game. See? I could. Forget what's over here. Okay, well, I'm not gonna reach it that way, it seems. The camera doesn't seem to be a big fan of this area. Do kind of like the music here. If I didn't know better, I would think that he was cursing, but I know better. I'm right, this is the way you're supposed to go, isn't it? Forget. Yeah. I don't know, but probably part of the reason why I would say that I would like those worlds is because I like those movies. And then it's like, oh, well, like, I don't want to say that I hate, like, the world because I like, I like that movie so much. Then again, I have no problem saying that I hate Atlantica and Kingdom Hearts 2, so... Okay, where are we now? Yeah. I forget what's even up here, but I just remember there being something up here. Yep. There we go. That would be very useful if I could actually have that. Actually, thinking about it, that is extremely useful this early in the game. I can't do Trinities here. But I just have Tarzan. I think you were just supposed to jump off, and for some reason I went in here. Well, let's just try that then. Oh. Okay. I guess we're not even going through... Yeah. I like how I just totally skipped the, like, tree sliding section. Yeah, I think that's the consensus.
Hi there. I'm Hello. You speak English? So, obviously,
I kind of wonder what they say in the Japanese version there. If they still, like, say that they speak English, or, like, if they don't say that, because... I don't know. In context of the movie, if they wouldn't speak... Like, if they wouldn't say English, that would be kind of strange, but technically they wouldn't be speaking. You know what they say, the more the merrier. That's the second time I've used that quote in this entire stream. Well, the spear immediately makes me think Dragoon, so I don't really know. That's an interesting thing to think about, though. Do I want Donald or Goofy? I forget, does Donald already have a healing spell, or does he not? If he does not, then I think I'm gonna go Goofy. I'm gonna be very goofy about it. That's a good one, because I don't actually know. Yeah. It's just kind of strange to think about in context. I forgot what movie it was, but it was some movie that was dubbed in Dutch here, and They had a line where they implied like that they were speaking English, but they clearly weren't because they were dubbed. So it was really awkward. Yeah, I'm guessing Goofy. Oh, with Donald. Okay. I'm going with Tarzan because I think he's stronger / more useful right now. Oh wait, I just realized something. There's something that I do need to do. Yeah, sadly I do have to shut off all the abilities, because I can't let them use them. Yeah, I figured he would learn spells with Sora, but I wasn't sure. Because I think in the second game he just kind of has all the spells even before you get them. Oh boy. Alright. I was like, I forget what you need to do here. But I remember it. Okay. Let's see what Clayton has to say. Yo. I also like how there's one researcher here who technically wasn't even the researcher in the movie. Oh yeah, now I can't get Trinities, oh no. Yeah, I really... I even missed dodge roll, but... Yeah... No, that's why I thought it was so strange that, like, they specified that it was English here. He was speaking Gorilla, no, I think he was, like, trying to pronounce Gino's name. Okay, examine it. So there's... I can't tell what that is. Because that looks more like just kind of a generic castle / beast castle. More than it does Hollow Bastion. I'm saying it more so because of the pine trees surrounding it. Gotta wonder why there's a slide of it here in the first place, though. So, Tarzan will find out where the thing is that they're looking for by seeing the picture of that castle, seeing this guy propose to this lady, or something. See... whatever this is. I'm seriously trying to figure out, like, what this is. There's, like, a stick down there, or a snake, and it's, like, a guy with, like, a powdered wig. And... something... I don't know what this picture is, at all. Here's a gorilla! And a ship. And a burned picture of guys fencing. Because that would have totally have helped. Oh, what, it didn't work? Oh no. Gorillas. His pronunciation error is so stupid. I always make fun of it. Tarzan has the most blank expressions. I like how Clayton is just such a douchebag. Yeah, I like how they have to make movie like connections, yet they don't have two of the major characters from the movie, which is kind of strange. One of them is a giant elephant, so I can understand why they didn't have him, but... Oh. Okay. That can happen. I already foresee that this game is gonna start being fun now. Because, yeah... Oh, really? Really? I almost had him there. I think it's a guy, at least. There we go. I just kind of buggers off. It might be. Let me see how my 38. That's. I think I kind of gotta go level grind at this point, but. I don't entirely want to. I definitely know that I do need to level grind, I just don't want to. The Hippo Lagoon, because there were so many hippos in Tarzan. Oh wait, I forgot. This is not the vine you climb. Because if you climb that vine, you'll just be wandering around forever. Can I do the thing where I swim on top? Okay, no. Open it up. Come on. Yeah, I can hope that they won't be a problem. Or the things won't be a problem here, but... Yeah. What I might do is that, once the stream is over, I might have a big grinding session. I like how they could have very easily made the gorillas talk too in that sense then, but they just didn't. Oh. Guess she gets one word. Really hope there was an archived voice clip, because if that voice actress had to come out there just for that one line, that would be kind of sad. Hey Tarzan, are you gonna... kind of gonna stand there. I think they all just kind of stand here. Well, okay. But yeah, probably just gonna have a grinding session after I stop recording. Oh, now I grab onto it. Okay, so that leads to the tunnel. Yeah. Because, like, I could just do it on stream, but that would be really boring, and I'm sure nobody would want to sit through that, because I kind of had one at the start of the game here, but if I can avoid doing them on screen, I probably would prefer that. For the sake of quality, at least. Because especially people watching through these, like, when they're archived, they're gonna be like, what the crap? He's like, lol, nope. Gorilla. I saved that poor gorilla's life. Must always make fun of the way Clayton says gorilla. Ah! What the crap? No. Oh boy. Oh crap, really? Is it still gonna start me there though? Oh, that was cheap. Oh, really? Gorilla. I don't know. Yeah, I had that confusion too, but I've sort of accepted the fact that, like, these worlds are not in canon with the movie, and what is going on? God. Yeah, no, I was really confused about that myself here. Because I thought these like, the worlds in this game are supposed to, like, fit in with the movie still, but I've kind of accepted that they don't. God damn. Yeah, I really do need a grinding session later. Don't know what I'll grind up to, but probably have to grind for quite a bit. Oh. You could definitely reach me up here. No. Oh! Okay. What? I like how you can just leap across and immediately kill me. What? He can jump up there. I'm just gonna walk around here until they kill it. Or that can happen. Wow. Yeah, this thing can two-shot me. Definitely need to grind a bit. And ironically enough, this thing gives me the most experience out of anything I can fight. Crap. Okay, I beat it. Oh. Oh, it is possible. What? It just disappeared! Tell me somebody saw that. It just totally yeah, I know I can run away, but... that's lame. And I do kind of need the experience, so... I love how I haven't seen a single Heartless in this world yet. Which I think changes as soon as I return here. That's when the fun really begins. Yeah, no. Well, it's not so much a challenge run right now as me wanting to skip Wonderland on purpose. I like how he can actually open his mouth now. That face that he makes. Oh, but you can't smoke in an E-raid again. I like how he just shoves it, kind of just shoves it back up his ass. And that somehow didn't kill whatever he shot. Even though when you get shot with those things, you die pretty much instantly. I'll see how far I can get before... Yeah, that was pretty much the idea. Oh god. It seems kind of debatable on how good of a call it was, but yeah. I do think it might work out. I just need to be sure to be at full health at all times, or whenever possible. Oh, okay. That's a good start. Oh. Or that can just happen again. Well then. Let's try progressing through this world normally and see how far I can get. I'll just ignore these guys for now. Try to save all the gorillas and then... fail dramatically at the Clayton fight. I forgot that I had Thunder. That is really... Oh. Tarzan actually had items. Yeah. The rewards will be useless, which is why I'm just kind of skipping it. I got Thunder from it, which is all I really care about, because it's not like I can use Sonic Blade. Is that what you get from Cloud? I can't use that. I can't, well, yeah, there's like abilities, or there's like things you get from it later on that I can use, but nothing that I can use right now, which is the problem. Oh, great. Oh, great. Free potion, that's nice. Another free potion. Definitely not complaining about that. How much do those give? Might grind here for a little bit, if it's not too bad. Okay. I guess I beat them there, so they won't show up now. Yeah, I think the upgrade for I want to say Gravira is in there, and possibly like Stop. Actually, I don't think Stop is in there. Yeah. Seems that as long as I have Thunder, these battles aren't actually too terrible. I just need to remember that I have it. Part of me wanted to be like, hey, I should get the upgrade to Thunder, but then I remembered what boss you need to beat to get that. Which is probably one of the worst bosses in the game. Like, one of the worst world bosses. I can talk, don't worry. There was another one. These things aren't actually too bad to grind on. Yeah. And it actually seems to go fairly quickly, because 2 Thunders can take out, like, a swarm of monkeys. Hello, you. No. have that. Don't have that. Oh, I don't even have magic. Never mind. I was like, oh, I'll get like a reward from one of these mushrooms, which I forget what you even get from them. I think you get whatever arts you get from them, and I think if you use every spell on them, then I think that's how you get like the Dream Shield, or you get something that way. I don't remember what it is. I really don't remember. Oh, I think Tarzan healed me. I was about to say, how did I get healed there? Ow. Okay, I shouldn't have Tarzan keep wasting his things on me. Wait. Those were his potions, right? Like, he doesn't have his abilities back on. Asp's Bite! That's a... I think asp is a type of snake. I don't even know. Yeah. Which would be very helpful if I was allowed to give Goofy better weapons, which I'm not. Let me see, okay. Grinding seems to be going really quickly here. So if I just keep doing this a couple more times, then I should be able to get a couple more levels, which should help me along. Level am I right now? 10. Let's see how far I can get. Yeah, I thought an asp was a snake. I'm not too well versed on my reptiles. Well, snakes at least. I always pick the wrong one. For no reason, I will get the thing that you get if you bounce the rare truffles like 100 times. If I can somehow find one in that one location in or in that like in the bridge area of Halloween Town. If I can find one there, then I'll be satisfied. Oh, okay. Okay. These things are really weak to magic. Roga-G. Gee, it sure is a Roga around here. Boy, there they are. Come on. There we go. And then there's a third area called Yet Even More Vines. Trying to heal, game. Don't keep beeping. I think... I'm trying to think if there's... Is there one more gorilla area that I need to beat? I think it might be good. Yes. It just whines a little. God. No. Do the thing. Avast, I see that you're there. Don't want to take my hand off the controller, because the second I do, this thing is gonna do the, like... the one for fire. Come on. Come on. Shit, that was the wrong one. No! Avast, you threw my groove off. That and the frickin' siren. Oh. Guess that's all I have to do. I like how this world is so unclear with, like, with its, like, criteria to get to the next thing. It's really strange. Oh crap. Didn't work out too well. Okay, so I'm gonna have these two attack it by... Oh, really? Oh, what? I should get Leaf Bracer, except first off, that isn't even in this game until Final Mix, and secondly, I don't think that helps for items. I'm actually sure. This cutscene was vital to show me again. Yeah, no, if you want the legacy of me getting lost in these worlds, I have the Let's Play to prove that. Okay. Come on, guys. Don't know how I dodged it there. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I think Leaf Racer would really help in that fight. Oh boy. Also, wasn't there a thing where you had to go rescue, like rescue people from, like, up in the vines, and you have to hit that stupid fruit? I thought that was before this. I guess not. I always thought that this fight was right before, like, the big boss. I was about to say, and then it immediately jumps at me the second I do that. Okay. Dang. Come on. Jump over here. I'm out of magic. Oh crap. No. Come on, Tarzan! Tarzan! Okay, I guess Tarzan can't finish it off, but me tapping it works. Yeah, you got the White Fang, which I can't use. That seems to be a recurring theme. Hey, I got something really good, which I can't use. Okay, now this. Okay, yeah. Now they kind of get kidnapped. Yeah, except I think at this point, like, Tarzan has proven himself to be a lot more worthy than Donald, who probably would have died like every 5 seconds. Like, I like Donald as a party member when he does his job, but when he doesn't do it with style, I guess. I'm just kind of happy that I beat that boss. Oh. Yeah. I don't know, like, part of me kind of wishes it would return, but, like, be a better world and actually have all the main characters from the movie in it. But part of me is like, yeah, you know what? I'm not really too torn up about that. I do visually like this world. Just to play it is not as enjoyable. I think we're done. 38, okay. I can at least level up one more time before heading off to those other monkeys. Once again, I don't actually have any magic, so I'm not gonna be able to deal with those guys. I just kind of want to like get to the horrors that is the Clayton fight, because my god, that fight is terrible on expert. Okay. So once again. Gonna be ignoring you guys because I don't care enough. Also, question about this upcoming quote-unquote boss fight. Are the power wilds infinitely spawning there, or is there like a certain number of them? Because I can't ever remember. I definitely hope that they have Beast Castle, which I think I have expressed plenty of times in the past. Halloween Town, partially. Like, the thing about Halloween Town is that I'm fine with it as long as they actually do something useful with it in that game. I will... Okay, the thing about Atlantica is that I would love to play through it, but the boss of it is absolute ass, so... I'm not sure if I can beat it, but I will definitely give it a try. I won't skip it overall, though, because in the end I will want to beat it. Yeah, there's a weirdness of a fight. Oh, okay. Okay, I just won't bother with the power welds then. Point taken. Or advice taken, more likely. So...